What's going on, YouTube? Back again. This is the second day I've done dip reviews, and both days I've done 2 dip reviews. Pretty crazy, right? But, so yeah, what are we dipping today? This time we're doing Timberwolf Long Cut Peach. This stuff's pretty interesting. It's much different than Skull Peach, but we'll cover that, of course. I guess let's pack a lip. Okay, so the smell of it smells very peachy, of course. Pretty good too. Smells pretty peachy, but if any of you had Skull Peach before, which I'm sure a lot of you have, I mean, don't be afraid to admit it. Everyone tries fruity dips at some time in their life, so but if you ever had Skull Peach, this stuff, it has a peach flavor to it, of course, but it's not as strong as Skull Peach. Like Skull Peach, it's really like it's nothing but like peach flavor. You can taste like no tobacco at all. It's just like straight peach. It's like the little peach rings you can get. If you were to like chew one of those up and put it in your lip, it would be pretty much the same thing with Skull Peach. But this, you can taste a little more tobacco, so it's I like that. I like it. Surprisingly, it doesn't have a processed taste or smell either. I mean, it is cheaper than a lot of, Copenhagen and Skull, of course, and I think even Grizzly. I think it's even a little bit cheaper than Grizzly too. So you'd think it would have kind of a plasticky flavor, but really, it doesn't at all. Let me see. Wow, and it says at least 50% domestic grown tobacco, so it could be like half American and half foreign. I'm assuming foreign would be Brazilian, because most foreign tobacco that we get is Brazilian. So but it tastes pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't do fruit dips a whole lot, but every now and then I'll get a little craving for them. So I don't go in for the nicotine. We'll talk about that. This stuff, it's pretty weak on nicotine, just like Skull Peach. Skull Peach is super weak on nicotine. So I don't go to it for that. I just go to it because, I mean, most dips anymore, even though the other ones have more nicotine, and I've mentioned this before, I really don't get buzzes from dip anymore besides Copenhagen Snuff. But the other ones just taste better to me. Like the ones with more nicotine, they just taste better. I like sticking to those. And but fruit dips, I mean, I'll do a number of fruit dips. Recently I've done Timberwolf Peach, Skull Peach. I've done 2 cans of that. Skull Apple, Skull Berry. A lot of people don't like Skull Berry, but my experience with it, when I had it, it was pretty damn good in my opinion. I just don't like getting into too much because the can looks super girly, and I don't know if I'd want to see I don't know if I'd want people to see me, having that and like dipping that, but I liked it. I mean, maybe now I'll have the same opinion since I've kind of gone to natural dips, because when I tried it before, I didn't really do natural dips. I was stuck on either wintergreen or straight, or well, not even straight. I didn't even do straight. I just did wintergreen or fruit dips. So that was it. And I did chew once or twice back when I first started dipping, but I don't know, maybe my opinion's changed on it. I don't know. I haven't had it in quite a while, so I have to see. I might have to review that pretty soon, but let's see. Packability. It packs pretty well. Do get a few floaters, but it's not bad. The cut kind of reminds me of like Copenhagen Long Cut Original. It's more of a mid-cut type deal going on. It's not like, if you get Skull Peach, it's more long cut than this for sure. So maybe slightly longer than Copenhagen Long Cut Original, but it's probably pretty damn close to that. But I'm used to it. I mean, I'm able to dip Cope Snuff, and that's the finest cut of anything. So it's I can handle it, so it's not bad. Pinchability, although it's cut more like Copenhagen Long Cut Original, I think because of the fact that it's a fruit dip and it has like added flavor, Copenhagen Original Long Cut, it's natural. I mean, they don't call it natural, but they don't add any like flavors to it or anything. So with this, I think the flavoring in it makes it a little bit more sticky, so it packs together pretty well. I mean, you can get pretty decent pinches without having too much of a problem. So pretty good. Burn. Nothing really. I mean, it is a fruit dip, so that's kind of expected. If you dipped a lot of this, now I might be kind of going out on a limb here, but so I don't really know from experience, but if you dip like nothing but skull fruity flavors, where they're like the whole flavor is the fruit, there's like no tobacco flavor in there at all, and then you dip this is, I think it's a little bit saltier. Seems a little saltier, and it's you can taste more of the tobacco too than you can actually taste tobacco in this. You can't at all in Skull Peach, and so it might, if you're in that situation, it might give you a little bit of a burn, but if you dipped it a lot, if you went through like a whole can of it, it just depends. Everybody's different. I don't feel any burn, but I don't ever feel a burn from fruit dips. The only thing I get a burn from anymore is wintergreen and mint. But what else? Spit? It's not too great in the spit department, to be honest. Yeah, it's okay. Seems a little bit drier than Skull Peach, but that's probably because Skull Peach has a shit ton more flavoring in it. But it's a decent amount of spit. It's not like what you get from Stoker's or any kind of chew, of course, or Copenhagen probably produces more too. Some of the Copenhagens probably produce a little more, but it's alright. Talk about lastability. It's an average lastability, and I use average pretty strongly. 30 minutes about. if you pack a really fat hog of it, then yeah, you may get to where you do like a full can of it, but most people do full cans, don't leave it in for that long because they feel like they're gonna throw up. But I've never done a full can, but let's see. If you do a full can, yeah, it's probably gonna last like an hour. But most people don't just do a full can randomly. They usually do it to impress somebody or like, on YouTube. But spit and lastability aren't too bad. So overall rating on this, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. 7. I think that's a pretty good score for it. Will I dip it again? Occasionally, maybe. But again, I don't do fruit dips a whole lot unless I'll do them for reviews, of course. And sometimes if I just get a really big craving for them, I'll go out and buy something. But usually with fruit dips, I won't dip the whole can in one day. Like I'll take maybe 1 or 2 pinches of it a day and then dip something like, Cope Wintergreen or Cope Snuff, Copenhagen Long Cut, whatever. I'll dip, more natural dips between my fruity flavors. So I won't go through a whole can that quick. But yeah, I might buy it again. So we'll see, Do kind of like Skull Peach better, even though you can't taste any tobacco in it. It just lasts a little bit longer, it seems, and I don't know. Makes your breath smell good, and I wouldn't mind having more. I have like no friends who dip at all, like pretty much. I have one friend back in Knoxville who he'll put in a pinch every now and then, but he's mostly a smoker, so he buys cans every now and then, though. He'll buy a can. He always offers me dips. He usually buys Grizzly Wintergreen. He loves that stuff. I think that might have been the first dip he ever did, which more power to him because he's never done any fruit dips. He's never tried them. He's only had Grizzly Wintergreen, and I'm pretty sure the only other thing he had was Grizzly Mint. So he's a Grizzly fan. I'm more of a Copenhagen fan, but again, he smokes mostly. So, but my other friends, I'd like for other people to try dip, and with the Skull Fruity flavors, those are great for beginners because they're weak on nicotine, and they don't taste like tobacco. Because a lot of people will tell you, and I kind of agree, when it comes to dipping like naturals and stuff like that, and even straight, I didn't dip straight for a long time until I was into dipping quite a bit, and I decided to get some straight because I thought that would be like straight tobacco. That's just and in other reviews they mentioned it. That's just it's so sweet. And now the smell of it, I dip Grizzly straight a little bit too, but anytime I smell like Copenhagen straight, I almost want to gag. Like I just can't stand it anymore. But natural dips, you kind of gotta work your way into them. They're kind of an acquired taste. Once you start dipping for a while, you'll probably want it because you'll get sick of the fruity flavors. And also, if you watch reviews and other people tell you how good they are, because they are really good. That's why I dip them, more than anything. And so I would like my friends, if some of them have wanted to try dip before. My friend Billy actually tried. He had never done dip before, and we were at my farm in Philadelphia, Tennessee. You probably don't. I guarantee none of you know where that is. It's in the middle of nowhere, and like everyone who lives there, the very few people who live there, they gotta drive to another like city to like go to the grocery store and do all that type of stuff and work and all that. So we were down there, and I had Stoker's, some of that. I've had that stuff forever, but you know, Stoker's last so long, it keeps fresh forever. But he took a pinch of that, and he didn't throw up or anything. Never got sick. He never felt sick. He just took a little pinch, and then he went outside to spit, and he ended up just like spitting the entire dip out when he went to spit. So, but I like him. You'd probably like, you know, some of the Skull fruity flavors. So that's why I dip them every now and then. And you know, other dippers, if I can get other friends to start dipping, that would be cool too. And those are the best, as I said, they're the best things for beginners. Even though I started on Cope Wintergreen, but you know, I'd been addicted to cigarettes for quite some time before I did that. So let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Gonna try and make this only like a 20-minute video. Max, we're at 16 right now, but gonna try and make this like a 20-minute video. It's because I know the attention span of some of you is like 5 minutes, but a little bit more about me. I didn't talk about before. I guess this is kind of more like personal stuff, like to do with my body, not the size of my dick or anything. I'm not gonna tell you guys that, but like, I'll just go ahead and throw it out there. I have a lazy eye. It's my right eye. You may not really notice it because it really only wanders if I'm like wearing glasses or if I wear a contact in that eye. But I wear a contact in this eye now, and that's all I do. So you don't really see it wander anymore. But it is a lazy eye. I can't see out of it. The only eye I can see out of is this one. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Kind of a fun fact about me, but you know. Anyway, so yeah, if you can get some Timberwolf Peach, I would recommend it. If you like fruit dips but you're looking for something that has more of a tobacco flavor, I suggest going to this. If you can find it, of course. Not a lot of people can, but if you can find it, or if a lot of people on YouTube will talk and maybe you can get someone to send it to you. I'm not going to mention anyone who would do that, but you know, do what you will. If you like fruit dips, you know, get your hands on some. I think you'll like it. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I guess that's the review. So take care. Subscribe to all the channels I mentioned in my previous videos. Get a mud jug. Won't go wrong. Take it easy.